I'm Chris, this is Gross Models. Welcome to issue 81 of Building the Batmobile. In this issue, we're, I think, finishing off the dashboard, but it could be more. This is obviously episode 81, still season 2, The Joker's Last Laugh from February the 15th, 1967. Yes, obviously Cesar Romero's Joker there. It's probably not his last laugh. I'm sure there's going to be more Joker to come. Man-Bat. Yeah, I vaguely remember Man-Bat, but don't really get him. There we go. Batman Monster Min. Don't know anything about that. That was from 06. Batman Secrets. All about secrets, isn't he? Punching the Joker quite a lot. So yes, this is the fitting the interior floor into place, as well as building the detector scope for detecting things. So we're building the detector scope, fitting that to the... Oh, not doing anything. We're... I've got the detector scope LED. We need to remove that from the chassis, fit it to that, then fit that to the dashboard. Then put the dashboard to one side and fit the floor to the wheels. So yeah, that's quite good, quite interesting. Like to get some things together. So let's clear this out of the way, get the parts ready and get it built. Okay, here we go. I have unplugged the LED labelled M because we'll be using that. I've got the dashboard ready. I have the rest of the car almost ready as well. So let's get this built and then we'll see what we're doing. We're fitting the little screen with the arrow into the little frame. The lower part down the bottom, and that keys in. Yeah, there's two sides to that. Keys in that way. Okay. Then that goes into this from the front. And obviously lines up those two bits there. And we need 2 KP screws to go together. Let's get those two out of there. I think I shall use my tiny screwdriver for that because they are pretty small screws. Both of them out. And I can put the packet aside because I don't need that. Let's get the tiny screwdriver. Get myself ready to go. Get that on there and then that through there. Come on. Exactly where you got to go. There we go. And the one on the other side. Through there as well. Both tightened up and we are done with that. So far so good. Then we need to get the bulbs around in there as well, and that fits over that other post there with an AP screw. One of those. A little bit bigger, but I'll still use the little screwdriver because it's still convenient. So that goes in there. Get that over that post like that. Maybe I'll use the other screwdriver because the magnet's better on it. Getting that lined up there is a bit of a pain. In fact, that's too far in. So let's get that out from there. Ooh, have it ping over there. Right, let's get the screw. One of those days, it really is. Right, let's get the screw through there. And that gives me another point of control for that, to get that lined up on there and miss it completely. Try that. That seal seems to be in the right place. Yep, there we go. That is that. Right, so then I can get the bulb in the back of that, ready to light up. All of that. Then we need to get all the buttons sorted out. So we've got 2, 4, and a single one. So the E is the single one that goes over this side. Wait a minute, get it that way around. Right, so that bar goes across the bottom. I've got that in the wrong way around. Okay, so let's turn that round, get all these buttons broken off and lined up. That goes across there basically, but down the bottom there. I'll get all the buttons broken off and in, and then we'll see about attaching it to that and then attaching it to everything else. So that's all of the buttons installed and that the right way round, and the nameplate put in down there as well. So that's all good. Then we've just got this to tighten up because that's still a little bit loose. Let's get that tightened. That's better. So that goes through there. That will sit in place in there, and 2 AP screws will hold that together. And that is the dashboard basically completed. Actually, I think there's a little bit more to do on it, but for now, that's all we need to do. Once I get that properly tightened. There we go. So we've got the back dash. Good to go. I'll move that to one side because then I need to bring in, need some screws, but don't need those ones. The rest of the car. We've got this whole thing here. So we're going to be fitting the interior onto there. Now the wires I've routed as best I can. We've got, most of them are plugged in. I've got 2 things that aren't. There's that one, which I'm just going to have coming out the side because it won't go all the way along. And the one that I've just unplugged from there, the detector scope thing, they all go forwards. So I'm going to have them all coming out the front there. The 4 posts are where I'm putting the dashboard on. That one's going to come forwards as well, because that's like the other, I assume, headlight. I don't know exactly what all of these are now, but so that I just need to make sure I can get to from the side. And they're going off the back, as is that one. So that's all pretty much how they're going to be lined up. They're all clear. The posts on the bottom of these, obviously, they need to line up. Quite near the front, about there. So once I get that located in place, a bit like that, I'll turn it over, get the 4 screws in place, and then we're away. That's that. I can't do that on camera because it's, all over the place. But I've got that one coming out the side, they're coming out the front, and they're coming out the back. The dashboard obviously will eventually fit over there, probably there-ish, I should think, because that's going to have to line up with where the steering wheel is going to come through. So that's going to have to go out the back because that's going to line up with that one and plug back in again. But not for now. Now it's just getting this on there. So I'll get that installed and we'll be done for another week. Then next time, I got no idea. I haven't looked forward as to what I'm doing next time. So I'll see you for that in a couple of days. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Bye-bye for now.